Outside zone's everybody's favorite play this offseason. We're going to jump right in and show you how to coach this play, the fundamentals of it, and everything you're going to need to know. First look right here, we're just looking at Texas playing Clemson. The first thing you're looking for is covered and uncovered to tell those guys where they're working. And right here, you're looking, you got a tight end, you got a wing as well. Both these guys are covered. If you're head up to outside, you say you're covered. Right, tackle, we'd say that he's uncovered because right there he's head up, maybe a tight 9 tech right there, but he's pretty wide. So right here, tackle's uncovered, so he's going to reach right there. I'd say this guy's head up, so right there I'd say we're covered. But I'm going to work my head across right here. A 2 tech, this is kind of a gray area, but I'd probably have that guard work with that center. He's working his head across, and then we're working across right here because this linebacker's backside. But understand, running back's in the pistol, his aiming point is the butt of the tight end, and that's where he's going right here. So we're going to look at it real quick, just right here. Running back's angle, as soon as the ball is snapped, he's going right to the butt of the tight end. He's just reading what happens. If he goes to the outside gap, great. He's going to put his foot in the ground, start getting into the wash, everybody running. Right, just looking at both tight ends, you got your wing. He's working to the outside shoulder. He's taking a step. They're really not worried about the step, but right there, give ground and just know. We just want him to give a little bit of ground and know, hey, we're trying to put our backside knee in the crotch, so not real violent right here by the tight end. Drive our backside hand into the sternum since we have a guy that's working with us. And right here, 78 tackle. Initial movement is thinking that I'm going to reach. And right here, 1, 2, 3. Once I get to 3, if he's hanging, there are 3 different things that can happen. He can either go away from me, so I'm reading the near knee. If it goes away from me, I know I'm going to climb. I'm going to continue on my track. For 3 steps, I'm going to climb. If he's hanging and I can get a piece of him, like right here, you want to get 2 hands. I want to jab him right on the shoulder, throw him into that outside gap. Is what he ends up doing right here. Define the read here for the running back, and that's what happens. Throws him in the outside gap. Easy read here for the running back as he climbs up. If he's able to reach, great. He can reach it, and then we can work up to the linebacker there with the tight end. But right here, what ends up happening, obviously can't reach it. He's hanging. All right, so if I can't take him over, I'm going to knock him over, and that's what happens right here. 2 hands to the tip of the shoulder, throw him into that gap, define the read for the running back. Front side guard, not sure right here if he thinks that he's getting help from the center or not, but right there again, he's trying to put that backside hand into the sternum, strong with that second step into his crotch, and he's working a little bit horizontally, does a great job getting his hat across, keeping it there, and you see the backside hand right into the sternum, uppercut, and he's moving his feet to the front side, and that really helps the running back just to get into that wash. Now he's rolling. If you look at the center and the backside guard, these 2 guys should be working. 52's angle's not great. He's really not taking a step to take over. You see that first step is right behind himself, should give a little bit more ground and gain ground. And the second step should allow him to try to put that backside hand, like right, his backside hand is way down here, should be ripping, trying to get his backside hand to the sternum so he can run. But for whatever reason, he's just trying to climb. But they're trying to take over so that center can work up and take it, which that's the issue in this play. They do have a free linebacker, but since they stretched it, there's no chance for him to catch him right there, and he does get caught up in the trash. But this is the issue right here. On this one, it's not perfect. This backside guard, we've got to get our hat. Trying to get it across, uppercut, and that center should be helping as well, ripping right there. Since they're not double teaming right here on the backside, looks like a tight 4, maybe a 4-eye. But right there, a little bit of issue there from the guard. Backside tackle, he knows that he's a 4-eye 4. He's got a guy walk down, so he's thinking he's going to try to cross face. And right there, try to get my hat to the far armpit, which right there looks like he's trying to skip reach, and right there he's just climbing, gets the body on. Would rather do a better job here with the guard. That's the only issue with this play. But right here, just looking at the read, tackle does a great job defining the read for the running back, throw him in that gap, and then guard does a great job on working right there as well. Hand to the sternum, and now I'm starting to get my outside hand there, working my hips outside, and then running back does the rest, makes the guy miss, goes to the end zone for a touchdown in playoffs against Clemson for Texas. No, look here, same concept, outside zone, this time from Penn State. In an A set, looks like they got 2 tight ends here. Obviously, this guy's off the ball. But again, you're just looking for covered and uncovered. So right here, tackle, cover. I'd say this tight end would be uncovered because there's nobody head up to the outside. So I'm going to step here. We're going to work to the outside shoulder. He's going to try to reach here. Play side guard. Am I covered? Not covered right here. So nobody head up to that side. So I'm going to reach here. And on my third step, I got 3 things that I can do. I can either take over. All right, so right there, if I can get my backside hand to his sternum, I'm going to take that thing over. Knock over if he's kind of hanging. I'm going to do 2 hands to his tip of his shoulder. I'm going to throw him into that gap to define the read for the running back. And then I'm going to climb, or I'm just going to climb. So right there, third step, knee goes away. I'm just going to climb on that angle, trying to get my hat across right here to the linebacker. Center, covered, uncovered, I'm covered. So right here, I'm reaching here. Backside guard, covered, uncovered. I'm uncovered, so I'm reaching the nearest down lineman. And right there, so I'm trying to get there. Again, 3-step decision, work up. Covered, because I got a guy right here that's a 3. I'd probably cut this split a little bit to try to help get myself get there. But right there, if I could skip reach that'd be great. And then same thing right here, skip reach since I'm covered, trying to cut off. So right here on this side, we're trying to stretch horizontally, make those guys run, stay in their gaps. And then here on the back side, we want to try to crease and create a wall. So then they can stretch it, And then we can make that cut back somewhere in the A gap on either side of the center. If we can get everything cut off, that would be great. And of course, running back right here, he's in the pistol, aiming point, butt of the tight end, stretch that thing, reading the first down lineman to the play side. Right, just starting looking at the front side. Again, not a bad job with the very first step here from the tackle. Gives some ground. He's trying to get his knee to the crotch right here. If I'm reading this, knee goes away. So my third step, I'm just going to climb up. Like to get our hat across right there. Tight end does a pretty good job. He does go a lateral step and then don't avoid contact. Run through his shoulder, help this tackle get there, which I don't think this tackle's angle is just great. And this end does a great job. He's trying to keep outside leverage. And right there, tight end through his outside shoulder. And then we work up, get a body on that linebacker that's trying to fit right there. So, body to body, we stretch this thing. Guard, three-step decision right there. Doesn't even have a chance to knock him over, so climb, try to get our hat across. Here's the center. Here to the backside, looks like he's trying to skip reach this as well, since he knows he's got a pretty long way to go on a one-tech or a two-eye, whatever you want to call it. But right there, doesn't get his hat across. A little bit more aggressive to get my hat across with everybody stretching right there. And then right here, backside guard, three-step decision right here. 1, 2, 3. I can't get a piece of him. I can't knock him over or take over, so I'm just going to climb on that angle. He does a great job right here. He gets his hat across, being violent, trying to rip that backside hand to the sternum, and really does a great job making this play on the backside linebacker. As you're looking to the backside, these guys, they got a long way to go. They're trying to cut off, and the real thing is we want to create a wall here to the backside. And you see he gives some ground on this skip reach, and he gets his hat across, and he just sits down. Same thing here from the tight end. Get your hat across, rip to the front side of that defensive lineman, and then just sit down, because there's the crease for if it had to cut back. But instead, running back, he's reading this tight end, and that thing keeps stretching. He thinks he's got the edge, and that's what he does right there. And he just slides through that C gap, and he gets vertical for a big play right here for Penn State. Again, in the playoff against Boise State, creating an explosive play on that outside zone to the tight end. And of course, we talked about the three-step decision, all these different fundamentals. As far as working this, you just work these drills over and over. I'm working that reach, I'm working my first step, and then I'm going to work this three-step decision. Just get 2-on-2 right here, because that's all it really is. So right here, if I'm working this, all right, we got a 5-tech. What are we thinking? We're thinking, unless he comes to me, I'm probably going to climb. And so right here, all you'd work in your individual drills are two guys here. Boom, step, I reach, he works away. On my third step, I'm going to stay on that angle and try to take him on. Now, of course, what you have is you have this guy slant to him some. Now you know, hey, with that step, he slants to me. Now I got to try to take over and put my hat to the front side. Same thing if he just is a little bit tighter and then just kind of waffles. If he's kind of in between, you're going to have to knock him over. Two hands onto the, like we saw from the last play from Texas, where you're putting both hands right on the tip of his shoulder and throwing him into that gap, defining a read for the running back. So just keep working these reads, these steps, all these different things that could happen. Of course, this linebacker could blitz, so we got to make sure that we're aware of that guy's movement and everything. So just working these same steps, same movements over and over and over and over. Get great at his outside zone. It can be a really versatile run concept. So we've seen so far running it to tight end. Not just a ton of teams running it in college football where they're just running at 10 personnel, but a lot of us in high school football are 10 personnel, so we're going to look at it here from Wisconsin. They did a great job running it, but right here, you got a wide 5, so right here it's covered. They're running outside zone to the left. Covered right here looks like a 3 technique, so this guard is also covered. So this is an interesting thing to talk about right here. Whenever you know that you're covered here to the front side and you don't have help to the inside. So right here, this guard cannot help and reach right here. He's covered, so he's working there. This center is going to work with him. The hand placement and aiming points is just a little bit different. So here, tackle knows, hey, I'm covered, so I'm working here, but I don't have any help. So instead of putting that backside hand to the sternum, you're going to put that to the armpit. You're going to put that to the backside ribs right there to protect yourself from the inside, because we do want to stretch it, but right there, we want to stretch it, and then we want to turn our hips, and we want to get him inside. We don't want to allow him to fit us up and then slip to the inside where that run is probably going. So right there, we got to understand that we don't have any help. We got more of a catch hand here to the backside onto his ribs or his armpit. And right here, guard and center, you two are working here. We do know that we have help here from our center to the backside. So right there, I'm going to put my backside hand to his sternum and look to work up. And of course, 3-step read there. These guys are working that guy. Leave this backside for the quarterback to read. And of course, we'll look at another way that you can do that right there. But we're going to look at the play real quick. As you see, Wisconsin, they're actually putting both hands. He's got his hand to the outside. Rip that back to the inside. But right there, his inside hand is to the armpit. So we are trying to stretch it, make him widen out. But then we also want to own this inside gap. And right here, if you're looking at that center and guard, I'd love to have the end zone view of this, but really don't have it. But center does a great job working to get his hat across. Backside guards, you see his front side hand is free. His backside hand is getting to the sternum. First step, horizontal. Second step right into the crotch of the down lineman, allowing that center to get there. Same thing right here, almost a skip reach, it looks like here from the backside tackle. No, he's just open up and he's running. So right here, backside tackle, backside guard. Great job again, front side hands free, gives a little bit of ground to get there. The guard's able to work up, and the center doesn't do a great job. He gets thrown right here. He's off balance, doesn't have a great base. And right here on this one, backside tackle, backside guard. So backside guard gets up. They move that defensive lineman up to the linebacker, and here's the read for the quarterback. Of course, he's going to have to be screaming down. This is not like inside zone where you're hitting it right here on the hash. This thing is stretching. If he's going to play the back, he's really got to define what he's doing right there, and he's really got to run. Even though the center falls down and doesn't do a great job just holding that nose, just since we're stretching it, he's able to get vertical into that, and then, of course, guard got up. So this is a pretty good look against Alabama for Wisconsin. 10 personnel run that wide outside zone. Of course, you got a chance to throw a bubble if the numbers aren't right, but you can see the fundamentals of it. Everybody got up to their linebackers, falling forward right there in the red zone, getting about 7-8 yards. So a pretty good run there for Wisconsin against Alabama. No look, same game. Of course, you got a fullback. This is just another way to do it. Instead of always having to read the backside, sometimes you bring him in motion and he'll block the backside in, which is fine. That'd be like if any kind of 20 personnel look, you could obviously lead that guy to the front side, or you can lead him to the backside and make sure that this defensive end doesn't turn into a quarterback run. And right here on this one, covered, uncovered. So right here, tackle, I'm covered, but I don't have any help to the inside because he's going to work there. Looks like they got a nose or maybe a shade. Backside guard, backside tackle working there up. These guys are working up again. Got to have a catch hand since we have no help from the inside here for the tackle, and you actually get a drop. So now it's time, hey, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Let's get up to him. And right here, as you're looking, what do these decisions look like? It looks like this guy's working to the outside. So does the center have a 3-step decision? 1, 2, 3. Can't get a hand on him, so I'm going to work up to the linebacker. And right here, backside. When you're looking at the backside guard and looking at the backside tackle, he works there. Might be able to get some hands on him, but he's also getting his eyes to the linebacker. And he works, again, hat across, backside hand to sternum, and we're handing that outside zone away from that motion. Right there's the cut to the backside. We want to have our outside shoulder make contact if at all possible and kick him out. As you can see, there is a little bit of a twist here. Linebacker fits to the backside, he fits in. So right there, they're not able to get up to him, but even on that, they're able to get a pretty good run there on that wide zone, block the backside, get a body on a body. With that little bit of a twist there from the linebackers on what they're doing, they're not able to play fast enough to get in there and keep it from being, 7-8 yard gain there with Wisconsin on that wide zone. So really interesting look. Of course, defenses will move, and if you can get some tempo with this and slow those guys down and make them play a little bit more base, you won't see all these movements. But again, trusting your gaps. If you're unsure, and just trusting those fundamentals, running those drills over and over, getting great at the reach, getting great at the 3-step decision. And of course, running backs got to do a great job of just putting his shoulder pads down and going whenever you just see any daylight. Stretch it, and then get vertical, fall forward, 7-8 yards. That's what happens right here for Wisconsin. Now, there's a pretty quick rundown of outside zone, just some of the basics as far as the fundamentals, the work that you can do, and, of course, the different college football teams we saw. Texas is great at it. They're a great team to watch for outside zone. Penn State is the other team. Those are the two teams that really ran it a ton. Of course, Wisconsin did as well. But let us know if this is the kind of content you're looking for. Just quick breakdown of different run games and the fundamentals that teams use and different drills that you can possibly do. But really appreciate you guys watching. If you made this point in the video, click somewhere, I don't know, somewhere around here, but there's a video that YouTube thinks you like, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.